When I was in college, I did some experiments on extending Darwin's notion of natural selection. And the concept is that there are factors other than random genetic mutations that influence the success of an organism in a particular environment. And I'm underlining that word environment there. And what I was trying to do was, specifically the experiment, was to get a banana tree that normally grows in tropical areas to go to seed in Indiana, and over a single season in the summer. And the concept was that the tree itself was, in a sense, in touch with its environment. In other words, the type of soil, the type of climate, and stuff like that on some level. And that if I could get it to seed, if I could get it to make bananas, that's actually the seed of the banana, whether people realize that or not, that it might be able to produce a mutated seed that would actually be more suitable for growth in colder climates. And I never finished this experiment for some unusual reasons. But the concept still remains, and I still wonder about this to this day. The chemical factors in the environment, for example, the soil, in the case of the banana tree, has a certain pH, has a certain mineral content, and all of those factors have to, in some sense, affect the RNA replication and affect the way certain organisms are more likely to survive in a given environment. Now that's one thing. Just to give you, that gives you a little bit about my stance on natural selection. In other words, I think it's a completely valid theory. I think it's a great idea, and I think it's probably what's really happening. Now, one thing that really, really bothers me about certain scientists and some people in the atheist camp is that they can't seem to understand that just because we know, just because we understand the mechanisms of evolution, that what evolves, in other words, that the world or the universe that we're in might have been created by something or someone or something external. And we might not know it. We might not be able to comprehend that because we're embedded within the universe itself. We don't understand most of what goes on here. And any scientist who ever really puts his nose to the grindstone finds that out. Anyone who really starts to try to take apart what's really going on in this universe figures out that humanity as a culture, humans as individuals, haven't even scratched the surface of what it is, of who we are, and how we got here. And so there are a lot of other factors that never enter the collective headspace. And anyone that's ever worked with computers, anyone that's ever worked with artificial intelligence understands the concept of emergence. And this is the same concept from natural selection. You can create a simulated environment in a computer with basic rules and watch random forms, random life forms, or autonomous objects form out of seemingly chaotic environments. you start with a particular seed, and just because you have certain rules, you get these you can get strange automaton that evolve in simulated environments. And it doesn't seem that the modern scientific mindset has been able to distance itself enough from what it is to see that if what we are experiencing, and what we are capable of observing is in some type of other structure, if there is a sort of container for our reality, there would be absolutely no way to know. There would be absolutely no way to fathom what was going on outside of that container. And just because we can't see the outside of the container doesn't mean there's not a container. And so I'm going to link the Game of Life that is kind of the oldest computer simulation. I guess it would be over there, and you can take a look at it if you want. This is what games like The Sims. I think before The Sims it was SimCity and Sim Earth. All of these simulation games where you have these simulated environments, where you have a city or a people or anything like that that are all parameterized, that have various parameters that you can manipulate and watch grow and change. These are incredible. The computer simulations have gotten really incredible for this kind of stuff. And if you think about this problem in that context, it becomes blatantly clear that what we are, that what is happening in our world could actually be completely separate from what it really is, from what really enables it, or what actually creates it. And so in a sense, there's a certain sort of de-evolution that is happening within the scientific world right now. Science is devolving, in my opinion, because to jump to a conclusion about something that's not even testable, to say that natural selection disproves that there is an external creator, is ludicrous. It's practically as delusional as some of the fundamentalist religions that believe the world was created in literally 7 days. I put it in the same category, and I realize there's a lot of scientists that are going to go, what? But I don't think they're considering what they have done, what they are doing to science when they say that just because there is natural selection, that something didn't create the system that is naturally selecting things. And I'm going to also put a link for Nick Barstrom's simulation argument page, and throw in a few other links to other types of related things since I'm bringing this up. And I'll probably throw in a couple links for genetic memory, which is kind of an emerging study in biology, which is where I was going with the banana seed. And I don't know if you have any understanding of what bananas actually are, the bananas that we eat. But they're the seed of the plant, and most bananas are reproduced asexually. So most of the bananas that we get in the grocery store or wherever come from a plant that is almost genetically identical to the plant that produced your last bananas. And they don't really produce much from their seed anymore. And so to get that to happen in the first place is really kind of a trick. And that's kind of why I chose the banana, because the banana seed is also already very novel